I made some major mistakes on my recent trip to the Carolina Renaissance Festival. That not only cost me money, but a little bit of my sanity. But let me back up a little bit. My friends have been begging me to go to this Ren Faire with them for years, and I finally agreed to join them for a 2-day Ren Faire weekend. But I actually have an electric car, so I decided I'd take a train to get to Charlotte, and this video was originally just supposed to be a Patreon exclusive because my friend really wanted to see the cool sleeper car I got for the train. But something went pretty wrong with the Ren Faire and the train, so I figured I'd let you all laugh at me and learn from my mistakes. My adventure started on Halloween night at the Atlanta Amtrak station, where I was boarding the Crescent train to Charlotte. There were not a lot of train time options, there were not a lot of trains. So I ended up with one that left the station at 11 p.m. Thursday night and arrived 5 a.m. on Friday. But I wanted to be able to sleep on the train, and I also kind of really wanted the cool train car, so I splurged and got the sleeper car for the way there, and this was so cool. Getting to be in your own little cubby was amazing.
This is so cool. First of all, bed. He already put the bed down for me. This is actually normally 2 seats, okay? Window, door. The tiniest little bit of room right here. So small. This is a sink. Look at that. You get a little sink. This is a bed too. This bed comes down so you can sleep like 2 people. Oh, and there's like a trash can. There's my trash.
Though sleeping was kind of hard. Anytime somebody flushed the toilet, there was a sewage smell. And at midnight, the man across the hall from me decided to get into an argument with the train staff at full volume. But the privacy and the locked door was amazing for a 30-year-old lady riding the train by herself. So I arrived in Charlotte at 5 a.m. and this is where you go, Sarah, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you like this? So the Carolina Ren Faire is in Huntersville, which is basically just on the north side of Charlotte. So it's about 30 minutes away from the train station. We had an Airbnb right near the Ren Faire, but I never thought to check what time the Airbnb's check-in time was. So my plan was to take an Uber from the train station up to a Starbucks that was in a shopping center 2 minutes away from the Airbnb. I specifically chose the Starbucks because it opened at 5:30 in the morning, meaning by the time my Uber got there, it would be open. I purposely packed lightly. I only had a purse and a backpack, so it wouldn't be a problem to just stay there the entire day. I'd get some coffee, do some drawings for a video, have some breakfast, maybe go to Target, and be on my merry way. So the Airbnb's check-in time was 3 p.m. I had cursed myself to sitting in this shopping center, doing nothing for nearly 10 hours. Time just moved as slowly as it possibly could. Every time I had to go to the bathroom, I had to take my very heavy suitcase backpack and my heavy purse and the reusable grocery bag I had shoved my neck pillow and hat into, because while they had been tied to my bag when I went to the Starbucks, as I got up to leave the Starbucks, some old man looked at me and said, "You look like you're going on a trip." And I didn't want to look like a tourist target. So, until I could finally get my butt up and take the 10-minute walk over to the Airbnb. The Airbnb would just open with the code, so I didn't need to meet anybody. But the code would not work until 3 p.m. sharp. And I got there 2 minutes early. But I got inside and I finally got a look at our beautiful Airbnb for the weekend. It had a cute little backyard with a grill and a little fire pit. It had a nice little kitchen. And most importantly, it had a bed. I did not nap at the Airbnb because it wasn't until like 7 or 8 o'clock that anybody else showed up. So I was there for like 5 hours alone, and eventually I started like hearing the ice machine go off, but it's like not your house and you're alone in it and you don't know what the noises this house makes. And so I just started getting really paranoid that somebody followed me from the shopping center and was gonna come in the window that I had open, and I made sure everything was locked and I got really scared. But then my friend Abby showed up, and the first thing me and Abby did was go right back to the Target so that we could buy some food. And we got these sweaters on clearance, and they say Best in Show, and I actually gave Abby her first Best in Show, I think, so we needed these. And it was at this point that I realized I had made a major mistake. A mistake that would change the course of the weekend dramatically. I had not yet bought my tickets for the Ren Faire. After a 5-hour sleepless train ride and 10 hours trapped in a shopping center, I didn't know if I would actually be able to go to the Ren Faire with my friends. Because the Carolina Ren Faire can sell out. And when I looked on the website at the Saturday tickets, it was sold out. But I had Carolina Ren Faire veterans on my side. And I was really tired at that point and kind of delusional that it would just work out. So I went ahead and bought my Sunday ticket and hoped for the best. Eventually, though, everyone else arrived, and 2 of them were still crocheting their outfits. This crocheter is Lily, and beside her is her sister Becca. Their mom, Christina, is also part of our little party. Alyssa also arrived at this point and wanted to show me her first corset for some reason. Alyssa's first corset.
I found this really helpful YouTube tutorial video that was like, watch this before you make your first corset. And I was like, well, gosh, I guess I should watch it before I make my first corset. It was really helpful.
Thanks, I made it. Wow, fully lined. Look at these grommets. You did the gores.
They're just, you know what? It's not really a corset and it's not really stays. It's
Well, it's got boating. It's got binding on the top and bottom.
Corset-inspired fashion garment crop top.
I can't
technically
even look at this. Look at this binding. Look at that. You can't even see it. And you did a blind stitch for a thing for the Ren Faire.
Well, I wanted to practice.
Ooh, she looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, and this is so hard to do.
That's why I'm saying you're not allowed. Stop looking at it.
No, look. This is so, no, you get one side
tried
clean,
really
you did
hard.
it good. No, you can't get it clean on both sides.
I'm pretty proud.
Beautiful. Her first one. Wow, it's like that video is helpful.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, Melissa. But now we needed to come up with a plan for my ticket. Now, there was a theory floating around that they may save some tickets for on-site purchases. This was my delusional belief at the start. But after doing some research and reading some very strongly worded posts, it didn't seem like on-site tickets were a thing this year. So we had a couple plans. Plan A was to hope that they have on-site tickets, but do not go in saying, oh, I need an on-site ticket. Go in and try to scan my Sunday ticket. That way, I can just play dumb and see if they'll let me in for the wrong day. Plan B was to buy the over $200 season pass, which would get me in for Saturday and Sunday, though I already bought the Sunday ticket. But after adding some baubles to my outfit and more crochet, I finally went to bed. And here's my outfit for Saturday, first day of the Ren Faire. It is just a bunch of random pieces that looked vaguely Ren Faire and vaguely fall. Because we wanted the highest chance of actually getting a ticket at the door, Abby and I went ahead of the other group because none of them were ready yet.
Corsets in the car. Perfect posture.
Good posture.
And I gotta say, even the drive up to the parking lot is just beautiful. The line to get in, beautiful. Falling leaves.
Pretty fall, Ren Faire, wow.
There's cast members in the middle of the road yelling funny stuff.
I like to have a big voice and a big stick, my lady. Isn't that what that one president said? You know what I mean?
It's Teddy Roosevelt. That's a Teddy Roosevelt quote.
Yeah.
The front gate, amazing. The Queen and all of her court were waving us in. There was a band playing up in a balcony, and there was a big sign that said sold out. When I saw that sign, I lost my will to lie to people working service jobs. And I saved them from any kind of circus. I chickened out, I skipped plan A entirely, and I just bought the season pass. So then the question became, is the Carolina Ren Fest worth $200? I was about to find out, because they stamped my hand as a brand new season pass holder, and we walked in. So, the Carolina Renaissance Festival is a giant U-shape cutting through the trees. But it doesn't loop back around to the front, so it's a whole lot of walking. And I have literally only ever been to the Georgia Renaissance Festival, which is just a blob with arms, so this was pretty different for me. But it's got dedicated buildings, just like Georgia. And the first building we visited was Fairy Scents, because I had 2 purchase goals for this trip: a present for Joe, and fancy soap for me. And Fairy Scents drew me in because they will stand outside the booth and offer samples of their candle lotion. So I got some free lotion and bought me some soaps. And before everyone else arrived, we made a stop at the bathrooms, which are, in fact, porta potties, the regular porta potties, not the fancy ones. And this morning's bathroom break was totally fine, but a later visit would not go as well, because as porta potties do. But then everyone else arrived, and it was time for breakfast. Waffles.
It got done. It got done and steamed. It's my pumpkin.
We did have to wait quite a while to get these, as they are literally cooking them fresh, but there was this amazing Ren Faire nearby. But oh my god, these waffles were worth the wait. I got the maple syrup, but Alyssa got the strawberries and whipped cream.
It's so hot. It was so good.
Oh, the lining! Hold your hand up. Oh, look!
I also did the extra effort. I made panels so that all the pumpkins.
Oh, yeah, so they're already so they're all facing down.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
With waffles destroyed in a fraction of the time it took to make them, we made an important stop. So while this was my first time here, literally everyone I was with is a Carolina Ren Faire regular. And the performer that loves them the most is Saffron the Fairy. She loves them because they bring her their K-pop plushies, and she tries to buy them with rocks. She calls them her babies. It's very cute. And she gave us all rocks.
There's a guy on stilts, and there's dogs.
Are you guys in line?
Dog line. Oh my god. There's a pretty lady.
It's a booth where you get to pet very chill royal sight hounds. And the pretty lady. You don't get to pet the pretty lady, but you can look at the pretty lady. I don't know what the lady's title is. I think she's like the dog. The royal dog lady. Anyway. After the dogs, we started heading towards the open area around the joust. And it was here that we got a semi-complete full group picture. And here are the 3 members I haven't introduced yet. Carrie, Kaylin, and their mom, Lynn. And though we'd planned this trip months in advance, none of us really planned to coordinate our outfits. But weirdly, me and Becca ended up perfectly matching. So we kind of just like made up a story about how all of these characters are related. So Becca and Lily are plants that were brought to life by Alyssa, the witch. Carrie and Lynn are also witches, and they're like Alyssa's friends, I guess. I think Lynn like dropped out of magic school. I remember her telling me that. Kaylin is a forager because she has a bag. Oh, she had been crocheting that bag the night prior too, by the way. She did get finished though.
I did it! When did you start that? 2 days ago.
And I'm the farmer of the pumpkin farm that Alyssa brought the bush and the pumpkin to life from. But is the one who gave them sentience their mother? Or the one who gave them life? Or is there another?
Why'd you bring another tree to life? We can't take this one with us. He's too big. He's got to stay here. You found your dad.
I don't want to look like that.
The path from the archery booths to the joust is probably like my favorite part of the fair, because like every 30 feet there's a little pavilion in the middle of the walkway with some kind of live performance. There's a storyteller and like a rotation of musicians, which we ignored all of for now because we were making our way to the thing I wanted to see the most, the petting farm.
Oh my god, the frogs. Oh my god.
Game pickles. There's the petting zoo.
The Georgia Ren Fest used to have a petting farm, but they haven't had one in years. And when they did have one, it paled in comparison to this.
Okay. Oh my god.
Is it cute?
Now I understand why there's a hand washing station.
Oh yeah. When I come close with the camera, they like lean up and smell it. There are some very cute shots. Oh my gosh, llamas. Alpacas? I should know the difference.
I think those are alpacas.
I think you're right. They're small. They could be babies. Are you good?
Sarah.exe has stopped.
Whoa! You're so long.
Goats, sheeps, alpacas, cows. This was the highlight of my entire weekend. And it is a free petting farm that I had to pay $200 to get access to. But was it worth it? Absolutely.
Gross.
Do you want to do it? I have so much seed.
I'm gonna have alpacas someday and I'm gonna shear them and then spin their fleece and then knit myself a sweater.
Yes, that's what I want.
That's my dream. That was rude.
We are victims of getting spit on by the alpaca.
Oh,
you do?
You see here?
Oh.
Down here.
Oh, I do.
One little-
A man walked by and said it was good luck.
That is true. So we're probably blessed today.
I'm so proud that she got that done. And I'm proud of the bag as well.
Oh yeah.
The bag. The bag. Look at it. Can I just show it off?
Yeah.
You just keep walking. Model the garment. Sell the garment.
Model the bag in use.
We've got this beautiful thing. Look at this tension. Look at this legendary tension.
I'm nothing
Look
if
at,
not tense.
look, it's a drawstring. Look at that. It's amazing.
With an entire farm of animals, pet and fed, we made our way further in to get to the mimosas stand.
There's a green fairy.
Did you get carded, Sarah? I didn't get carded.
I like held it up and I was like, oh, okay.
I had it out too. We're delusional. It's fine.
I had it out because y'all had it out.
Did you get carded?
It's all today. Did you get carded?
No.
We're old. And by mimosa, I mean champagne with like 2 drops of orange juice in it. So then we went all the way to the back of the fair to see the mermaids. And I was like, yeah, mermaids. Cool. I was expecting a girl in a mermaid tail sitting on a rock or something. Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're in a tank.
I was expecting like a girl sitting on the ground. You weren't expecting a real mermaid.
Because that's what we have at Georgia Ren Faire.
Yeah, a real mermaid. Sorry, Georgia.
Would you like to go take photos with the mermaid?
Oh, we're gonna take photos of you.
Mermaid photos.
Before Cassie leaves, you guys want to hear her siren song?
Yeah!
3, 7, 12. We will.
They have real mermaids at this Ren Faire.
I pointed over here. Alyssa was talking and she's just dead stopped. I also look at this. Look at this. Can you buy the yarn? Oh, she's going to find out.
Anyway, we got in line for barbecue mac and cheese, and it was delicious.
After you taste this, I have to know, like, again, was it worth $200?
She's already saying it's better than the
I know, but she's not tried the barbecue mac and cheese.
It's quite good. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Anyway, it was time for us to take a class on birds because it was time for the bird show. Now, my friends all hyped up this bird show, saying they've seen it 700 times and that they know every joke. They also let me know that there is this whole thing about the vulture in this show loving barbecue mac and cheese and how I needed to finish my food before the show started. So I was very excited to see this vulture because clearly she has great taste. Well, the bird show did not disappoint. They fly the birds over your heads. The performer is an absolute gem who can quickly make a joke if the bird doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Go home! No, not home. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the Harris Hawk. He cannot see his prey. To the back, Romeo. Owls have the ability to see. You have anything else to say?
But we were a little let down in that apparently Ziggy the vulture had gotten in trouble for raiding the barbecue mac and cheese line earlier that day. So we missed her, but we were coming back tomorrow, so we did have another chance to see her. And we love the birds enough that a couple of us got these little wooden pins that you can get for donating $10. And this is where I have a little bit of a complaint about the Carolina Ren Faire. Because I wanted water, and if you were at the back by the mermaids, you have to go far to even buy water because the barbecue place doesn't sell drinks for some reason.
If I go too long without water, I will die.
Yeah, that's, I think, probably true of most people.
I feel like people say it's 3 days for most people. I feel like for me, it's like 3 hours.
I also grabbed a seltzer from this stand, and it was supposed to be strawberry pineapple. It came out of a tap, but I don't think the tap was working correctly because it tasted like still tap water and seltzer water. It tasted like nothing. But we did finally get a full group picture together and started making our way back to the front. We also saw this really cool ballerina booth where you put in a tip and she'll just start dancing. And while we were standing there, this little girl came up and the ballerina gave her like a whole special moment. We got chocolate covered strawberries that were melting enough that I ended up just eating them leaf and all. And I got some toffee for later. And at this point I should mention that I'd messed up my leg the day before. I think I pulled something. And not sleeping probably didn't help. But what did help is that pathway I talked about before, because every live music stage has some benches. So I got to sit on my butt and watch people play pretty music while everybody else did some shopping. Though we did all watch the harpist play together.
You have to ask, I'm not brave enough. I can't, she's playing. I hope she plays Hot to Go. Yeah. Doing it. What is she doing?
Have you ever noticed that there's no melody to Hot to Go? It really does not work on a melody instrument. I have. Okay. And I went and listened to it. I'm like, yeah, I can't play that because there's nothing to play.
And then we had one of the coolest things happen of the entire day. We got a side quest from some fairies. Now, we had actually gotten up to go buy pecans, and so she's telling us about this quest. She's like, oh, go get this crystal from this person or that person, from a lawyer or a baker or whatever. And we're like, yeah, sure. But we start walking towards the pecans, and we see this lady sitting on the ground making some dough. And one of the things she said was a lady making dough.
We're getting snacks.
We are getting snacks.
Don't get distracted.
I'm sorry.
I'll take the button as the best thing about that. But cute that she will give us a side quest.
Oh, that's a side quest. It's a prison, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a prison? I do.
Oh, we were sent on a side quest by the fun gals. Fun, thank you.
And a little bit of flowers.
Thank you. That's okay. That's the flavor.
Wait, now we go back.
We go back? Okay, let's go. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was fast.
It was fast.
So fast. Very good. Okay, hey, my price is all different pins. They're all different, so you can come back with more. You'll get a different one each time.
Oh, fun. Thank you. Oh.
But we got the crystal, we gave it back, and she gave me an enamel pin. What? We did some more shopping, we took some more pictures, and I could not stop just getting footage of how pretty everything was. It was getting close to the end of the day, so before we fully left, I went to the bathroom again, but this was a mistake. There was poop, and it smelled. Alyssa bought some amazing salsa at this one booth, and then we kind of just played with these bubbles for like 10 minutes.
This little pumpkin has had all kinds of new experiences today.
This little pumpkin has had quite a day.
Fun. Maybe this living thing isn't so bad.
Oh no, that's cute. Oh, there you go.
Ooh. Oh.
That's a good one. You made that one.
Before heading back to the Airbnb, where we made a big dinner, Alyssa played Grill Dad, and I made my potatoes. I'm very proud of my potato recipe, and everybody made fun of me.
Tell him one more time. Tell him one more time.
Terrifying stuff for dinner. So it's like, we should roast marshmallows. So she grabs a thing of marshmallows, and we're like, yeah, that's great. And we forget to look for skewers. We get back in the car. We've checked out. And then we're leaving the parking lot, and I'm like, oh, we forgot marshmallow skewers. And Sarah goes, that's okay. We just use forks. And I was like, forks is crazy. So we drove back up to the front, and I went in and got bamboo skewers.
Thank you for getting skewers, Alyssa.
Roast marshmallows with forks. It's like, it's metal.
What were you
So
doing?
it can
I broke my toffee apart to pair it with the marshmallows and share it with my friends.
Marshmallow and toffee. Bink.
Wow.
And that was Saturday. For Sunday, we had a plan to get to all the things we missed on Saturday. And at the top of the list was Ziggy. We also wanted to see the torture dungeon, eat chimney cakes, get our hair braided, see the other birds. Yes, there are other birds. I still needed a present for Joe, and we still hadn't seen the joust. But while this morning didn't have the worry of whether or not I'd have a ticket, it did turn into chaos with us trying to do the Airbnb's checkout checklist. Though we were actually blessed by some different vultures before we left for the fair.
There's like 6 on the house. Hey guys.
There must be something.
I smell something bad. Everybody came out to look at the vultures.
Also, my outfit for this day was the same corset from yesterday, but this time with shorts and the shirt Alyssa wore yesterday. The moms did not join us today, though. They both headed home, but we did eventually get checked out and headed to the fair.
Did you know that pigs can run 11 miles per hour?
And as we walked in, we all mocked the Airbnb's checkout requirements.
If it's 72 degrees, do not cut the blue wire and instead cut the 3rd red wire from the left.
If you're in a month where the first letter is M and the temperature outside is greater than 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
If the temperature outside is greater than or equal to the ages of the people inside the house multiplied by 3 and divided by pi in the rental property's age that is closest to a prime number.
Property, non-property. I just choked on my own hair.
We did also make up a story for today's outfits. Kaylin is the daughter of an evil lord who treats his servants terribly, and she's run away with the help of a fairy, but she's taking her favorite gardener and her lady-in-waiting, who is made to wear shorts because the lord is a leg man, apparently. There is also a tiefling and a maiden, but I don't remember that part.
Did you know that when pigs are nursing their young, they sing to them?
Anyway, we got in, and the plan was to see if we needed an appointment for the hair braiding. We did, and we got one, but then to beeline it to the chimney cakes, because apparently the line for them gets crazy as the day goes on. But we did stop to pee halfway there, and we got stopped by a magician performer who did some cool tricks, some sleight of hand. It was fun. The trick maybe went on a little too long, but it is good. We tipped it. But we booked it to the chimney cakes, and while Lily waited in line, we frolicked and looked at Honey. But these chimney cakes, though, so they're like cinnamon rolls, but in like tube form. They cook them on these weird metal things, so it's just like the outside, like the crispy part of the cinnamon roll. And they are amazing.
This is the maple bacon. This is the cinnamon.
In the afternoon. In that line. Oh, there's the pickup point? Okay.
Oh, nice.
I was like, ooh, that smells good.
Oh!
It's
bacon!
Bacon?
No, maple bacon, but I didn't anticipate the bacon being so bacony.
We even ended up being unintentional advertisers for the chimney cakes.
Yeah, look a line. Wow.
Oh, it's worth it. It's so good.
The line is still short. It might not look like it, but later it'll be all the way down.
We got this. Never had it before. We got the cinnamon sugar and the maple bacon.
Get the maple bacon.
Maple bacon's really good.
But then it was time to see the queen, the best girl, the lady we all love for her love of food, Ziggy the vulture. We waited patiently through the first portion of the bird show, and then the host said, "Oh, every bird so far has been a predator," and we knew it was time.
Actual predators, meaning the birds you've seen in the wild would catch and kill their own prey. Now our next guest is different because she is a scavenger and likes to... Oh boy, the Vultures fan club is here today.
Yeah!
I do have a vulture for you. And this is the bird that is so famous for scavenging the audience looking for leftover turkey legs. However, recently we have now discovered her favorite food is no longer turkey. It is barbecue macaroni and cheese served.
Yeah, she's got great taste.
And also, last program, we've been trying to fly her to our hand. She decided to land on the back perch. She looked over at the food booth and raided the line. Now that I have said this, what do you say? Should we give her a chance?
Yeah!
Let's do this right.
Ziggy!
Woo! Look alive, everyone. Well, I guess the laying the perch down didn't work. That did not take long at all. Perch right here.
While Ziggy didn't get to do her full show, she was herself, and that's all we wanted from the queen. So it was getting close to our hair braiding appointment, but we were all the way in the back of the fair, and we went to look if we had time to see the mermaid again. Yeah, it was incredibly crowded, even for a Sunday, so we decided there was no time for mermaids and that we needed to hoof it over to hair braiding. But the crowd was at its peak at this point, so Alyssa, Becca, and I split up so we could hand-hold a dash through the crowd to not miss our appointment, which we totally didn't need to do because we still had to wait to get our hair braided. Meanwhile,
Did you know that the largest pig recorded was 5 feet tall at the shoulder and 9 feet long?
they wouldn't let us film the hair braiding, but my braider did let Alyssa take this picture. Here's how mine turned out, and Alyssa's. This experience was wonderful. I haven't had my hair braided since I was a child, and I don't think I've made it a secret that I am an ASMR enjoyer. And getting to sit away from the crowd in the shade while a nice lady braided my hair and quietly hummed to herself. Pure peace. You do have to wait a while even with the appointment time, and depending on the style you get, it can take quite a long time. But if you're doing a 2-day trip like we were, I highly recommend it. Though I was hoping for a style that would work with my hat, but my hat didn't work anymore.
Gotta figure out how to work the hat.
I know! Pigs were domesticated about 9,000 years ago.
We got some lunch. I got the meatball marinara bread bowl, and it was mid, honestly. But I got to try Carrie's mac and cheese, and it was really good. And they also got a Scotch egg that they let me try, and I about died. That was the best thing I ate at the fair. William Shakespeare showed up while we were eating, and I found out later that my cousin used to work for him.
Did you know that pigs dream?
Okay, here's my other complaint about the Ren Faire, and it's water again. This is one of the only places you can fill up a water bottle, and it's just a water fountain. It's also not marked on the map. Carolina Ren Fest, please take my season pass as a donation towards y'all getting a real water bottle filling station, please, and please put it on the map. I do appreciate that the water bottles you can buy are only $2, but free water is also important. Anyway, we went into the dungeon, and the guy taking the tickets looked at me and said, "Redheads are double." Okay, he didn't actually charge me double, but like, I get it. Old-timey times, people were prejudiced against redheads, but that's a really slippery slope, dude. Anyway, the dungeon is cool and very spooky, lots of spooky mannequins and torture devices and even old-timey kink equipment. I would be real scared of this if I was a kid.
This is, honestly, the first time we walked through here, I had to go through fast. But now I'm more used to it. It's when the mannequin has that face. That mannequin face is the one that I hate.
Did you know pigs have 44 teeth and 15,000 taste buds? That's more than people.
What do you not like about this next part?
It feels visceral even though it's not.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It just makes me uncomfy.
Is it this one here?
No, it's right there.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not showing you this part. Pretty sure I'll lose monetization, so I'm blurring this. But yeah, she's not kidding. It is visceral. If you want a hint about what it is, there were a lot of feet in the frame. Outside the dungeon was a booth selling maps, and I got the perfect present for Joe, a map of Roshar.
The average pig eats 5 pounds of food every day.
So these are the other birds. This bird booth lets you hold the birds. You do have to wait in line for a while, but while you wait, the staff tells you about some of the birds, and you get to pick your bird so you can hold one that you even know something about. I didn't really want to hold a bird, so I went in to take the picture, but the girls all went up and got their birds. Lily got this nice calm bird named Bluebell, but Kaylin got this bird named Kevin. So I get in the picture, and Alyssa's bird started screaming. So I got my phone back from the lady to film the bird yelling, and then this happened.
I know.
Bird! If you can't tell what's going on, Kevin has escaped the grip of Kaylin and was now sitting on the floor right in front of the tent's open door. Bird! 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 Oh!
Good job, you guys.
Okay, I don't know if yelling bird over and over again was appropriate.
No, that was absolutely what you were supposed to do.
Okay.
My brain went, make sure bird in vision.
She said don't move. I was like, I'm really good at not moving now. What a harrowing experience. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Kevin was plotting escape the whole time. He kept shifting on my hand, and then he looked over and saw the open door, and I was like, oh no, this could go bad. And then it did. Piglets can learn to recognize their own name and the sound of their mother's squeal.
This is where we discovered that, man, if you want to see the last joust of the day, you gotta get there early. Kevin held us up for long enough that the entire joust area was packed. But we spotted a row of seats with just enough room for all of us. And we got a great view of the star of the joust, the referee, Lady Cordelia. The joust itself was also cool. And Arna even, gave the broken shield to a kid in the front, which was really special. And then everything got weird and they all started killing each other, and our knight deployed a blood packet. Apparently this big fight only happens at the last show of the day, so that's why it was packed. You have another pig fact?
I'm sorry, I don't have pig facts because Lady Cordelia looked in my eyes and smiled.
Just make up a pig fact.
If a pig, so pigs dream, and I bet there's a pig somewhere that dreams about Lady Cordelia because she's beautiful.
The last order of business before the end of the day was more treats. We did some more shopping, and then the cannon went off, which means get the hell out. So we said goodbye to Saffron, I got one last lotion, and then everything got really weird. The next clip is one continuous shot.
What'd she do? What'd she do?
We never found out why that woman was being chased by a bagpiper, but we got to wave goodbye to the baker and the fairies. Some cast member gave Kaylin an escort to the gate.
Are you ready to go home, my dear?
Okay. And then just outside the gate was this big blob of people dancing. So we all started dancing on the outskirts, and we kind of got into a ring dance, and then that green fairy came up, and she goes, hey, do that in there, and pulled us into the dance part of the blob.
Look at all of the dust. You know what this is giving? This is giving like 3rd grade soccer game vibes.
Oh, yes. Every hole that I have is filled with dust. I'm so dry everywhere.
So we headed off to dinner and ended up back where I started.
We are not ended up going to eat in the f***ing...
Are you so happy?
Sorry, I found a
I'm like in a loop. I'm gonna get off the train and I'm gonna be back in the shopping center. I'm stuck in the shopping center.
Groundhog Weekend, you just relive the weekend over and over and over again. You wake up on the train.
Only the shopping center part. At least you autosave every time you come to the shopping center.
But we got yummy ramen, and then I got an Uber to an undisclosed safe location before heading to the train station at 2 a.m. to catch my train home. And this time it was Coach. And Coach made the sleeper car worth it. Coach is fine though. But I did make it home, and I'm definitely still not dancing with the Fae, but I do still fear that I will wake up one day and still be in that Panera bread. Thank you to my wonderful friends who all got on board as soon as I had to buy a season pass to help me vlog so that that season pass could be a business expense. And thank you for helping it be a business expense by watching. If you want to support the channel directly, you can check out my Patreon where you'll get some exclusive content, but if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sending the video to a friend or your mom, or subscribing, then you're supporting the channel too. So thank you. And a big thank you to my newest big support tier patrons, Amy, Andy, and Paulina. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!